welcome back yet again. Another video on the channel, and today we're checking out quite possibly the most interesting story I have ever covered on the channel to date. Because today we are checking out a story of a middle school relationship that went terribly wrong. And I'm not saying terribly wrong, I mean criminally wrong, because this story resulted in somebody losing their life. Now, when I first read this story, I didn't believe it was real. So I ended up looking into it more, and it turns out this story is 100% real. I genuinely cannot believe that this is actually something that went down. So basically, I'm pretty sure everybody watching the video is aware of what a middle school relationship is. Like, either you're watching the video, you're in middle school, or you're out of it, right? And I'm pretty sure we all know that for some reason, once kids hit middle school, they feel like they just gotta get into relationships for whatever reason, I don't know. Because despite the fact these kids are very immature and don't know how to handle a relationship whatsoever, it's like a normal thing for kids to get into middle school relationships. I don't know, I've always found middle school relationships very dumb, and today's video is gonna back me up on that one hardcore, because today we are checking out a story of a crazy girl that decided to put a bounty on her boyfriend over a Snapchat story. Yes, you guys heard me correctly. This girl put a bounty on somebody's life over a Snapchat story. Like, this is the most middle school thing I have heard in my entire life. So yeah, I found the whole story very interesting and very bizarre, so we're gonna check it out today. So yeah, without any further ado, let's begin. Reading eggs. 5 teenagers arrested after boy 13 passing. Oliver Stevens, known as Ollie, was pronounced dead at Bugs Bottom Fields, Emerald Green on Sunday. The 5 teenagers, all aged 13 or 14, remain in custody, according to Thames Valley Police. Now, already, only 2 lines into this article, and I gotta say, 13 and 14-year-olds doing this. What world am I living in? Because I don't know if it's just me, but I recall, 13 and 14-year-olds being into, Minecraft YouTubers and just acting like normal children, not going out there committing literal felonies to win a $200 prize over a Snapchat story. Like, I genuinely can't wrap my head around the fact that we went from, 13, 14-year-olds, watching Minecraft YouTubers and being normal children to now this. Like, dude, I don't know, because when I was 13 years old, I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should check my Snapchat, because who knows, maybe there's a $200 bounty on somebody's life, and I gotta be the one to act it out, because I need my $200. Like, dude, $200 is not worth a child's life. I never thought I'd have to say this, but when you see somebody on a Snapchat story putting a bounty on a child's life, instead of doing that, you report it to the police and the proper authorities, because there's literally a crime happening right in front of you. How do people not know that? Like, I figured it would be common knowledge to see that and think, yeah, this is bad. But no, for some reason, these kids lack the basic human instinct to realize that doing stuff like this just simply isn't okay. Now, I know you guys are wondering, okay, but why this whole thing happened? What was the entire reason this whole situation took place? Well, I'll tell you. So basically, the boyfriend in the situation was the guy that ended up passing away, and he was in a middle school relationship with this other girl. And apparently, this other girl wasn't too faithful, as she was going around sending photos of herself, 18 plus photos of herself to other people, which already you're 13 years old. Act your age. Don't be taking those photos. Don't be sending them to other people. Like, what is wrong with you? You're 13. So yeah, basically, she was going around sending photos of herself to other people while she was in the relationship with this guy. Now, obviously, as anybody would be, this guy was a bit upset because his girlfriend over here is going around trying to sling every sausage on the damn campus. So this guy is mad at her, and for some reason, this girl finds out that he's mad, and this girl is now mad at this dude for being mad at her. It's a giant mess. And then she posts this on her Snapchat story. 154 pounds, Daya up for grabs. My boyfriend has been pissing me off lately, and yesterday he shouted at me for sending photos to someone else. So I want to set him up to get robbed or S, but not ended, so just have him in the hand or something to teach him a lesson. I'll bring him to the destination for you to do it. Snap me if you want to do it. Need it done next week. Now, obviously, this is the dumbest Snapchat I've ever seen. Like 154p. When you convert that to US dollars, it is 213 United States dollars for this kid's life. Like, think of it that way. These kids were willing to throw away their lives and end this kid's life all for $200. Like, why? Because when you end up doing this crime, you can no longer spend that $200 because, number one, she probably doesn't have that money. She's 13 years old. And two, you're going to be locked away in a jail cell, unable to spend that money on anything valuable that you actually want. So, I mean, good job, dude. You're an actual idiot. And the part that gets me about this the most is the fact that she was mad at this dude for being mad for a valid reason. Like, the way
Yeah, and probably locked up in juvenile detention center.
I see this dude was ended for quite literally no reason. Because this guy, as anyone would be, was upset that his girlfriend was going around cheating on him. I don't think anybody wants their girlfriend to be going around cheating on him. So when this guy was mad, he decides, okay, well, I'm in the right situation. I only cheated on you after all. I'm gonna end your life. Like, genuinely, this girl is psychotic. It amazes me how she is 13 years old and thinking like this. And oh, here comes the one person in the comment section, no brain, that's like, oh my god, you're being too harsh on them. They're just kids after all. We all make mistakes. You gotta have some sympathy. No, dude. When I was 13 years old, the last thing that was going through my mind is, hey, maybe I should take somebody's life to win $200 on a Snapchat game. But like, no, she 100% knew what she was doing, and she's totally psychotic. This whole thing was premeditated, meaning it is no longer a quote-unquote mistake. Now, I genuinely believe that everybody involved in the whole situation that, took part in hurting this guy should be in jail for a very long time. Even time in, like, a correctional facility, anything. They should not be out on the streets. Because if these people are out here willing to go to the absolute maximum, act insanely inhumane just to win $200, they simply shouldn't be on the outside world. They need to be tried as an adult because, yes, as I said, they are children, legally they are minors. But if you're going to do adult things like end somebody's life, then you need to be tried as an adult because you're basically a danger to people. Like, that's basically all there is to it. You are in absolute danger. And this is kind of why I say I don't like middle school relationships. And now I understand the stories like, 1 in a million, not all middle school relationships end off like that. But either way, it's just insanely stupid because you're basically going into a relationship that you should know is simply not going to work out. There's never been a middle school relationship in existence that has ever actually worked out. So why would you willingly go inside of one knowing that you're going to have like one of, you know what I'm saying, dude? Harm this kid. All of them deserve to be in jail the rest of their